Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I really appreciate you guys coming back to watch another one of our videos. If it's your first time here, I'm Miss Mama D and welcome to the channel. Thank you for clicking on our video today. With that said, I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank you guys for 1,000 subscribers. Me and my kids are so excited. This wouldn't have been possible without you guys. Our next milestone, of course, is gonna be 10K. Let's get 10K, guys. So anyways, with this new milestone that we just hit, with all you guys watching our videos, I think this is the best time to start talking about our journey here in Ghana, buying land, building, developing. I did a video a few months back about buying land in Aburi. And a lot of you guys have been asking me if we had bought the land, if we are building, what we're building, just the progress. And it's time. So I'm starting a new series called The Ugly Truth about building here in Ghana, because guys, it gets ugly. But today we're not gonna talk about building, we're gonna start talking about land. So what I'm gonna share with you guys is my personal experience here, buying land here in Ghana, things that I've been told, things that I've been taught, things that I've learned. It may differ from what you know or what you've been taught. Please feel free in the comment section to let me know if something that I'm saying is not factual. I do appreciate your comments, so let's get right into the video. First we're gonna talk about is buying land versus leasing land. Number two, we're gonna talk about what to do before you buy land. Number three, land guards, guys, land guards. And number four, I'm just gonna share with you guys our personal experience when we bought land and all the ugliness that happened in the process. And I'm gonna share this with you guys today so you guys don't go through the same ugliness. So let's get right into the video. Okay, so first things first. So buying land versus leasing land. So here in Ghana, from my understanding, is that you don't actually own the land. You're actually leasing the land. So you are leasing the land for a period of time. So before the new Land Act 2020 came out, everybody was able to lease land for up to 99 years. But now the laws have changed. So if you're a foreigner now, you're only allowed to lease land for up to 50 years. So this land is really never yours. Especially if you buy from the chief. Like, I'm not sure how it works if you buy it from the government, but if you're buying it from one of the chiefs, the land, after the 50 years or after your 99 years, the land goes back to the original owners unless you renew it. So it's very important that when you're purchasing the land to have it in your contract that you want to renew it after your term is up. So it is very important that you are aware that you only have a short period, because if you're trying to create generational wealth, if you're buying land and you're in your 30s or in your 40s and you have 50 years, most likely you may not be around when the lease is done, and everything that you've worked so hard for literally goes right back to the original owners, and you will lose everything. And so definitely do have it in your contract that you want it to be renewed. As Ghanaians, according to the Land Act, it says that as a Ghanaian, after the 99 years, it automatically renew itself. As for foreigners, after your 50 years is done, you have to actually go ahead and renew it on your own. So have it in your contract. So after the 50 years, if your land is going for 100,000 Ghana cedis, you wouldn't have to pay that much. You'd pay a lesser amount, but it's kind of like you have to buy back the land once your term is up. Another thing that I wanted to quickly mention is that when you're purchasing land, the 99 years doesn't start from when you purchase it. It started from the first person who purchased the land. So you may be the third person to purchase this land. So let me give you an example. So the land that me and my mother purchased, the first person to purchase this land was back in 1990. I believe it was in 1993. So anyways, when we did our calculation, we only had 75 years left. So don't think that because you are now purchasing the land that your 99 years starts as that day. The 99 years starts from when the first person purchases the land. So make sure you go back. So in your indenture, so let me show you what the indenture looks like. So this is what an indenture looks like. It's an agreement between the sellers and the buyer. So in your indenture, it will tell you all the different people who owned the land, and it'll tell you what the year that the land was purchased each time, and then you can kind of use your own mathematics skills and try to calculate and find out how many years you have left. So this is what the indenture looks like, what you get after you purchase land. So number 2. Sorry guys, it's hot in here. What you need to do before buying land. What you need to do. So a lot of people will tell you to get a lawyer, get an agent. I don't know. I don't really feel like they're important. Like lawyers are definitely important, but an agent, I don't know if I'm really crazy about agents. I just feel like, especially if you are a foreigner, someone from the outside coming into Ghana, they're definitely going to take advantage of you. So what you need to do before buying land. What you need to do. So first of all, you go to the site, you see the land, you check it out, make sure you like it, make sure you like the area. Once you know you like all these things, you're going to make sure that you actually meet the sellers. You're going to make sure you meet them. Get their contact information and communicate with them. I cannot stress this enough, guys. Because when you meet them, you want to ask them their name. You want to check their ID. You want to ask for ID because that will be your next step. You have to go to the Lands Commission's office and you have to do a search. And you have to make sure that the name that they told you and their ID is the same name that's on the search. So if it doesn't match, then something's not adding up. You are going to do a high court search. So a high court search is just to make sure that the land is not in the courts. There's not a case on the land, because you don't want to purchase land that there's a case on, because most likely you're not going to get the land. Then you're going to go to a next search. You're going to do a ground search. So a ground search is just to make sure that there's no money owing on the land, because at times you have to make payments on the land. And if there's money owing on the land, it will most likely just transfer over to you, and then you have to end up paying that. So make sure there's no money owing on the land. And once you check that out and it's clear, then you're gonna go to then you're gonna do a zoning search. So this zoning search is just to make sure that that land that you're purchasing is zoned for what you're trying to do. Is it commercial? Is it residential? Because you don't want to buy land that's zoned for commercial and you build your house on that land, because that's not gonna work. So those are the four searches that I would recommend that you do, that I feel like, in my personal opinion, are very important. Meeting the sellers. Please meet the sellers. Don't take anybody's word. I'm telling you, in Ghana here, it's so hard to trust people. I'm telling you, if you're a foreigner coming into Ghana, trying to buy land, trying to build a life for yourself, please don't trust these Ghanaian people. They will steer you in the wrong direction. They will make you pack up your things and go back to America or Canada, because they will rob you, and it'll be the ones that are the closest to you. Don't feel like, because I know him because he's my auntie's uncle's best friend, daughter's wife. Those people, those are the ones that do you the dirtiest. I did want to say one more thing. I find here in Ghana they don't provide enough information. So once you receive this, guys, this doesn't mean that once you receive this with your name on it, this is only a denture. That doesn't mean that the land is in your name. Please make sure to put the land, to transfer the title into your name. Because that's currently one of the issues we're having right now. But anyways, make sure you put in your name. So let's go to number 3, guys. It is so hot here in Ghana, guys. It is hot. So the third thing is land guards. Oh my goodness. So once you purchase your land, you're excited, you have your land, you know how long your lease is for. Let's say you have 50 years, you have all these great things that you want to do with the land, and now you want to start building. So as soon as you start to dig your first hole in the ground, as soon as you start to dig in the ground to start your foundation, land guards, which are people that come to collect digging fees, they collect a digging fee. They come in packs of 15 to 20 men, and they come to collect money because they feel as if that they are family members of the chief, and they are entitled to fees once you start to dig in your land. So what happens is that when they show up on your land, as soon as you start to dig your first hole in the ground, they will show up and they will demand money. So your workers will be out there with the shovel, with their axe, whatever they're working with, a pickaxe, and they'll be working. They'll come and they'll confiscate all their equipment, all their tools, and they'll tell you to call the owners. and tell them to come because they need money, and they're not giving back their tools and equipment until the fee is paid. So a lot of times, from what I heard, is that these land guards could be quite dangerous. So you don't want to go there and try to fight them or like argue with them. You don't want to go there and fight, because it's not going to end up well. They're not going to allow you to build on your land unless you make the payment. I don't know how much they charge per land. I know with our land, we end up paying them about 8,000 Ghana cedis. They came back and they come back several times. And then you have other land guards that may come and also ask for money. So I heard it. So one thing you can do is that you can contact the authorities, and with a small fee, you can pay the authorities to come and stand over your land when you first start to dig, to avoid them coming back. Usually when they come and they see like police, armed forcemen standing at your land, they get afraid and they don't come back, from what I was told a few days ago. But with us, we just paid the fees just because we just want peace. We don't want any issues. Land guards are prohibited from coming to your land and demanding money, but just be aware that this is the kind of stuff that happens here in Ghana. Number 4 is our personal experience here buying land here in Ghana. So my mom purchased the land before I came to Ghana. So I was in Canada when she purchased the land. All I did know at the time was that my mom found land, which was 4 plots. It was in a nice big square, so 1 in each corner. 4 plots, and she knew the agent. Apparently this agent had sold her the land that we are on right now. So she's known him for like 20 years plus, and she felt like he was very trustworthy and allowed him to go ahead and advocate and do all the paperwork and just take charge of the entire process. Land that we bought was 120,000 Ghana cedis each. So we bought 4 plots. So you just multiply that by 4 and you get your grand total. And I kind of thought it was expensive, especially when I came and I saw the area where the land was. I was like, Mom, I don't think this land is 120,000 Ghana cedis each, because the area wasn't really that developed. Well, it's developing, but for that much, I was like kind of suspicious. I was like, I don't think so. At this point, we already purchased the land, and the land was already in our names, and so on and so forth. So initially, we bought 4 plots. So nice big square. So about 3 days later, the landowner said that she did not want to sell one of the lands in the top left corner. And then she refunded us back our money. So we have 3 plots now. So it's like in an L, like a backwards L. So we decided to start building on the bottom part of the L. So fast forward the story now. So our house is being built now, and when we were putting up our fence wall, because in Ghana here people do walls around their house, we're putting up the wall, and we came to find out that our contractor had measured the land incorrectly. So now the backyard space is becoming smaller than I had originally thought it would be. So the land that we had given back the lady is where our backyard is facing. So we decided to encroach a little bit on her land just to give our backyard a little bit more space. And we did this with the intentions of giving her a little bit of, so basically it was like 1 foot. It was like 1 foot of land. It was like one foot of land we wanted to take. But as I said, it's a backwards L. So we said to her she can take a foot of the top part of the L, so that she would have a full 70 by 100. So the land here in Ghana is a 70 by 100. Didn't even mention that. I apologize, guys. Land is usually 70 by 100. It was 100 by 100 a while back, but it's 70 by 100. So anyways, so we're dealing with the people that are looking over the land. Here in Ghana, people have people that live on the land that watch over the land for them. So the family that's there, the husband's yelling, the wife is yelling, everybody's upset because there's 1 foot of land we want to take. And I said, listen, guys, you guys are not even the landowners. Like, give me the number. Let me call these people. Let me talk to them, because you guys are not even explaining the story correctly. So she doesn't want to give the number. She doesn't want to give us the number so we can talk to the lady directly. So somehow, by the grace of God, we end up getting the number. I end up calling the lady, And I said, listen, ma'am, this is the situation. Our contractor made a big mistake. He didn't measure correctly. And we just literally want to encroach a little bit on your land, 1 foot, but literally right beside your land is our land. So you can have 1 foot of that land going in the other direction. So your land would still be a 70 by 100 land. And she said to me that she's gonna go check it out. So she says to me she's gonna go check it out. So my workers are not able to work because we're waiting to hear back from this lady if we can take the 1 foot or not. So 2 weeks go by, she finally goes to the site to go and visits and goes to see what this 1 foot actually looks like in real life. She goes, she calls me and she says, okay, you can have the 1 foot of land. And she's like, by the way, I heard you're selling the land next to mine. And I said, yes, we're selling the land. And she goes, okay, I will buy it off of you for 100,000 Ghana cedis. And I said, excuse me? I'm like, is this lady okay? I'm like, you sold it to us for 120,000 Ghana cedis. So why would you think I would sell it to you for 100,000? Make it make sense, lady. And she says, I sold you the land. She's like, I sold the land to you guys for 90,000 Ghana cedis. And I'm like, no, you didn't. So anyways, we go back and forth. She sends me the receipt. She's sending me all these receipts. She's having her husband call me. And I'm like, listen, at the end of the day, the land was only 90,000 Ghana cedis. It was not 120,000 Ghana cedis. So this agent / man that my mom knew and trusted for so many years decided to take it upon himself and add an extra 30,000 Ghana cedis to each plot. So initially we had bought 4 plots, so we had paid him an extra 120,000 Ghana cedis extra. So 120,000 Ghana cedis at that time, with the dollar rate was about 6.0, like in the 6 range. That was about 20,000 Canadian dollars. So he took it upon himself to charge us an extra 20,000. Not even charge. He decided to go ahead and rob us. Like, this is like pure robbery. Like, how do you add 20,000 Canadian? Like, when you Canadian, you know? And luckily, because we only ended up purchasing 3, we got refunded for the one land. So we end up paying him an extra 90,000. So that was, we got robbed for the land basically by about around 15,000 Canadian dollars. So now it becomes an issue because she would like to buy back the land, but she's not willing to pay more than 110,000. I feel like if my mom did her due diligence and tried to contact the sellers directly, I don't feel like this could have happened, because when you trust agents and you trust people like, oh, I know him, oh, he's a friend of mine, he sells land, he's an agent, you trust people here in Ghana, you're gonna get robbed. Like, they're gonna rob you like of tens and thousands of dollars, like they robbed us. Like, that extra 15,000 could have went towards our build. You know, one thing I always say is Ghanaian people have a get rich quick mentality. They want to get rich off of you quick. I'm saying this because I've experienced it and I've gone through it. I've been in Ghana now for almost a year. And Ghanaians, if you are a foreigner, Ghanaians will take advantage of you in a heartbeat. They won't even think twice. So anyways, though, that's my tips to buying land. That's my personal experience. I hope this video was very informative. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up. Please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't. It really helps our channel. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for the 1,000 subscribers. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Stay tuned to our series, Building the Ugly Truth of Building here in Ghana. I hope you guys will come back for the series. And if you guys have any suggestions on videos that you want to see us do here in Ghana, I'm coming. Videos that you guys want to see us do here in Ghana, please put it in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to try to do this video for you guys. See you guys in the next video, guys. It's hot here.